Welcome to the Exciting and New podcast. I'm Jason.
I'm Andy.
And I'm Brian.
Family episode.
Yeah, it's been a long time, actually. I noticed when we were doing the mini before, it was like, it's been a long time since just been the three of us.
We had Dana, then we had
Kevin, we had Logan and Brady. It's been a while since it's just been the three of us.
And happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Andy.
Thank you. Thank you.
We were going to sing.
Today.
We can't sing. We can't sing to you. That's public domain, right?
Yeah, we can sing now.
It's not that lie that you heard like Friday sings to you a different song because Disney owns it. Disney owns the original. You can't sing that.
All right. This week we're talking about Risky Business. Rated R. Running time was 1 hour and 39 minutes. Released August 5th, day after my dad's birthday, 1983. Nice. Directed by Paul Brickman. I never heard of him. Had you?
No,
I never heard of him.
Ever do anything ever again?
Not really. He had one other good thing. He only had 8 credits, and he was a writer for his top 4, which was Risky Business, True Crime, Uprising, which is a TV show, and Men Don't Leave. But there was one other thing on his credits that I knew was the Bad News Bears in Breaking Training.
Oh, wow. Okay, I remember that one.
Houston Astrodome.
I remember that Astrodome
and
one.
William Devane starts to chant in the crowd. Or no, the guy starts to chant in the crowd because William Devane's on the field starting it.
What's the chant?
He's like, let them play.
Oh, the let them play chant.
Let them play. He says it like 18 times before somebody else joins him. It's crazy.
That's tough.
It's crazy.
That's a tough go there, man. Just give it up. Like when people do the slow clap and no one joins in, you're like, all right, I'm done. It's good. Why'd they have to let them play? What happened? I don't remember it, but I remember watching it.
Exhibition game they were having at the Astrodome, and then the game was tied, and they were like, okay, it's time to start playing the other game.
They're probably going to the actual Astros
They're going to
game.
call it a game, yeah. And the Astros were getting ready to play, and they were like, no, they started to let them play. You
know, the Astros are renowned for their cheating, so fuck them. Let the kids play.
I agree.
The Houston Astros are one of the most blatant cheaters in the history of sports for the history of ever.
I just love seeing the Astrodome in that too.
I'm not going to get into it now, but they cheated. They stole signals. They
inflated footballs.
They inflated. The shit that Tom Brady did is nothing compared to what the Houston Astros did.
Oh, wow.
And I hate Tom Brady. Fuck Tom Brady. Except when he plays the Giants and he loses to them. That's all good. What was the show that was happening over here?
Let them play! Let them play! Let them play! Let them play!
Oh, my God.
Did they let him play?
Then Kelly Lee joins in. Yeah.
Kelly.
That's my favorite part. Let them play.
The real rough one, like, you let him play.
He was the big cowboy guy. Oh, man. Hopefully we won't get flagged for that, but that was some good stuff.
Because when I go to see my baseball team play and a bunch of kids are playing beforehand, I'm like,
you're not into that
game
at all.
Can they fucking get them off now, please?
Like, get this. You're reading this.
I'm not sure. When the chance starts to let them play, I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
You're having more fun with the stupid trivia questions on the Jumbotron.
If they want to run those trivia questions while these kids are playing, I'll watch the screen. I'm good. Go.
Or when they're playing bloopers.
Or we're going to root for the red, white, and blue ball to cross the line first. Just
what
run
was
that
Naked
shit.
Gun when he did the blooper with the head falling off?
Reggie Jackson is a cold-blooded murderer, man.
Oh,
He killed the queen, man.
Okay, here we go. IMDb description. Me. A Chicago teenager is looking for fun at home while his parents are away, but the situation quickly gets out of hand. Trustworthy son Joel Goodson, which is kind of a play on, like, he's a good son. You know what I mean?
Jeez, I didn't get that.
And
I thought you were going to say the Mark Goodson television production.
Yeah, that's a game show guy, yeah. An industrious, college-bound Chicago high school senior struggling to live up to his parents' expectations has more than enough on his plate. But when that's what it actually said, but when mom and dad go off on vacation, the inexperienced teenager seizes the golden opportunity to live a little. Joel breaks one rule after another, indulging his wide-eyed curiosity and unspoken desires. And now there's no turning back. Joel's risky business has already thrown his life into complete disarray. was that Professor Chaos, right? And
Hey, throw it in disarray.
what happens if Joel,
General disarray? Yeah.
What happens if Joel's parents return home earlier than expected? Will Joel learn a thing or two about life consequences and love?
The best thing about this movie is he suffered no consequences for his actions.
Yeah.
Nothing. He didn't learn anything. And it's not.
He learned that he made $8,000 at the end.
He's not going to go to Princeton and get a bunch of hookers to like make him.
First of all,
is he going to become a pimp? Is that
Richard Mazer is my favorite person in this movie because of what he does.
True.
When it said you said earlier in the description, this industrious Joel, I'm like, he wasn't doing shit. Like he wasn't working. He wasn't doing it. I mean, like they were reading off his accomplishments there, and he's like, junior varsity, what the fuck? As a senior,
junior enterpriser,
and a first alternate for Model UN or some nonsense. I'm like, this guy's not.
But he wasn't junior enterpriser.
He was, and if he was really curious, he would have dumped a load in Jackie's ass.
Was Jackie Marissa Tomei?
Wait,
Rebecca De Moray?
No,
which one was Jackie?
Jackie was the first hooker that showed up.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot that was her name. She was nice.
She was nice.
She was nice at the end.
Very
She
friendly.
said,
And by the way, I mean,
$75 is what she wanted.
We're going to get into it, but like that is false advertising because her ad said nothing about the fact that she was actually a man, like
a 7-foot black guy.
You should have to like announce that. But I'm surprised he didn't get his ass kicked many times when he shows up. He's like, "You're getting what you're paid for." Like,
are you sure?
I fucking pay for you.
Are you sure Miles didn't know that he was calling because Miles called her over?
Yeah, fuck him, dude. Fuck Booger, man. Booger is the like every movie.
Oh, you mean 28-year-old Curtis Armstrong? He was 28 years old. I didn't even get to this yet. I know.
Every movie needs the villain. He is the villain. Because he was
such an asshole in this, man.
Joey Pants wasn't even that bad.
Nah, man. He just wanted his fucking money and his bitches.
He wanted his girls. Taglines I had here. Joel had all the normal teenage fantasies. Cars, girls, money. Then his parents left for a week and all his fantasies came true. Okay. It's not. Meet the model son who's been good too long. And there's a time for playing it safe and a time for... ...
risky business.
That's it. He had it. He nailed it.
My parents left a lot of the time when I was 16, 17, 18 years old, and hookers never showed up at my house.
Would you ever throw any parties?
Oh, yes, I did. I mean, Mom, no, I didn't. It's all good. We're good. Nothing ever happened.
Break her egg?
Cops never showed up.
We'll talk after.
My mom never had a crystal egg either, so I guess that's why everything was okay.
And there was no talk of her loving that egg. Why would she inspect it right away like that?
Listen, I have an entire room of nonsense. That crystal egg, I wouldn't even display it.
How do you know the company's out of business? How do you know? How the hell do you know?
Go to eBay. Well, I guess in 83.
That's because they only make stupid eggs.
For dumb bitches that are like, oh, I need that'll show my wealth.
Here's our cast.
Crystal egg on a light.
Tom Cruise playing Joel Goodson.
Goodson. The way you say it there, I'm like, okay, I got it.
We've had Tom Cruise a few times now.
Outsiders for sure. And
Class. Not Class.
Rumblefish?
What am I thinking?
He was in a few of these, yeah.
What else
was
was
like
he
the
in?
third or fourth
He was
one.
definitely in Outsiders. That we know that.
Yeah, whatever.
Sure.
He was in something
He was
else,
2-bit in Outsiders.
You know what he was in. Kevin, tell everybody.
And we don't need to like he's done a bunch of shit. He's Mission Impossible. He's
got a new one, his 6th or 7th coming out now, right? He's 61 years old. He still does his own stunts.
We should have called up Kevin for this.
Why? He's like, this is not a Canadian movie.
No, he likes this movie though.
Oh, well, we can't have him on all the time.
Well, we could have had him on. Yeah, that would have been fine. You didn't tell us.
No.
Well, now
You're telling us halfway through this review, and I mean halfway. We're done in like 10 minutes.
I'm sorry, Kevin. Apologies to Kevin.
And I did tell you. I said risky business or strange brew, and you guys said definitely strange brew.
You didn't say both.
Oh, all right.
You didn't say
and. I'm sorry, Kevin.
You didn't say and.
Or.
I said or.
Playing Lana.
What was the proof on this bourbon? 108?
108.
I am fucked up.
You want some of this?
Every drink is like...
Your eyes look heavy.
Don't his
eyes look heavy?
This thing's kicking my ass.
Playing Lana, I would have said Lana.
I'm a Lana.
Lana.
Yeah, but they said Lana. Rebecca.
I'm a hard A.
Rebecca De Mornay. She was also a character in Seinfeld. Do you remember her in Seinfeld?
I
It wasn't
don't.
Rebecca De Mornay. It was a girl at the bookstore when George tried to return the book.
And her name was the security lady was Rebecca.
No, she was working at this bookstore. She was behind the counter.
She was the one that said this book is tainted or whatever.
Yeah, because he tried to return it, and she said, "This book is tainted. It's been in the bathroom.
Yeah. It's been flagged.
It's been flagged. Yeah. It's Rebecca. Her name's
That's right.
She goes to Mornay. Rebecca De Mornay. Do you want to try her top 4?
There's only one other thing I know her from.
She was so hot.
That's
what do you
not
know
what
her
it was
from? She's in Risky Business.
The Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
The Hand That Rocks the Cradle is also in there.
That's all I know.
Do you want to try any?
I don't know any.
Runaway Train and Wedding Crashers.
She was in Wedding Crashers?
The Vince Vaughn.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't remember her in that at all.
Yeah. Up next was Guido, played by your boy Joey Pants. Joe Pants.
It's funny that he's so
Joe
high on
Pantoliano.
He doesn't even show up until like halfway through this movie, but
he looks
whatever.
so young too.
He had hair.
This is our first time with Joey Pants, right?
Wow, shit. I should have studied his fucking top 4 because I don't know it.
I don't think you're going to get any of them.
Oh, that is not encouraging.
There are 4 movies you may know.
He was in The Matrix.
The Matrix is in there.
Thank God. He was in The Sopranos.
That's not in there. No TV shows.
Was he at Boardwalk Empire? Seems like something.
I don't remember him being in that.
I don't think he was in that. No.
Everything you bring up, I'll be like, "Fuck, I knew that." But
you ready for me to start saying them?
Yep.
Bound. I don't think you would know that one. Memento.
God damn, he was so good in that too.
I
That's the Guy Pearce one where everything's going back in time. He's Teddy. He's Teddy in
and not the 1983 movie Bad Boys. That was the like 2000 something with Martin Lawrence.
I've never seen any of the Will Smith ones.
Just Martin Lawrence.
Out of deference
I was
to
leaving
you.
it at Martin Lawrence.
Well, I haven't seen any of them because of you.
Thank you. Playing Rutherford, my favorite character in this movie, Richard Mazer.
Rutherford B. Hayes. Oh, that was his last name. Rutherford.
We've had I think we talked about this movie, The Thing, right?
We've definitely done The Thing.
So we had
podcast,
talked Richard Mazer
sure.
then. Yeah, okay. That's in his top 4, along with Risky Business, My Girl, and Hanover Street.
And one of my favorite movies that you guys refuse to watch.
Don't say that.
What's it called again?
Head Office.
Head Office, yeah.
He's great in that.
I think that's coming up. I think it's like 84 or 85.
Oh, I'm
but I think that should be a commentary thing where we watch it and talk about it.
You want to do
as
it like
it's
right after,
because,
while it's happening, or right after?
Yeah, as
happening?
like the old Love Boat
Mystery
days,
Science
like
Theater.
doing it and talking about it because Brian has put this thing on a pedestal. So
Head
high.
Office is 1985.
So 2 years.
Oh, how you feeling? Can you make it 2 years?
I'm seeing my cardiologist on Friday.
What is that? That's the second time that's happened.
Yeah,
That's my phone. I forgot
Got a
to
warning
put it
or
on
something. Like, I don't know what's going on.
Tornado warning?
I don't know what's going on.
One of those was Connor sending me a score.
Did he say hi?
A score for Risky Business.
He didn't say.
Oh, he gave us a score for this movie?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Did Christine watch with you?
Nah.
All
Well,
right.
she might have. I don't remember. I started it because
You don't remember if your wife
excited.
sat next to you for an hour and 36
I
minutes?
saw today is my
No.
1 year anniversary of being friends with her on Facebook.
Wow,
That's really nice. Yeah, her and Katie.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't know why Facebook wanted to remind me of that, but I just saw that when I was.
Should I
looking on
text
there
her and ask her if she watched this movie with me?
That's why Facebook sucks. You've been friends with a guy you've known since you were 7 years old for 3 years. I'm like, no, I've known him for like 55 years.
Playing Barry, our first time having him on the podcast, Bronson Pinchot. Say hello, Bronson.
Cousin Balki.
That is not in his top 4.
I
All
thought-
movies are in his top 4.
Wait, really?
Wait, Perfect Strangers is not in his top 4
No.
because that's all he's known for.
He's got his top 4
Yeah.
is decent movie wise, though.
Well, he was in Beverly Hills Cop,
That's in there.
and he was
Along
in Beverly
with
Hills
Risky
Cop
Business.
too.
That's not in there. But
3.
is in there, yes. And the one other movie is dun 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 True Romance.
Wow, I don't remember him in that. What is he in that?
I forget what he is in that, but I do remember him being in that for some
So he's
reason.
Beverly Hills Cop 1 and 2, and True Romance.
3. It was 1
Oh,
and 3.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. He's not 2.
And Risky Business.
Risky Business.
There was a third Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was
Oh, okay.
unwatchable. Eddie Murphy was like jumping from like what's the sky ride thing? Where you're
monorail or whatever.
Where you're in that little like
the gondola thing.
He was jumping from one of those to the next one. I'm like, there's no fucking possible. Like, no human can do that. What's happening here? That movie sucked so bad. And every time everybody's like, yeah, Sky Ride. Everybody's talking like, when's the next Beverly Hills? Like, what? Who wants another one of those? That last one was terrible.
They killed it with that.
And actually, the second one wasn't better. Like, the first one was awesome, and then everything after that, kind of like Indiana Jones, except 3.
Up next was Curtis Armstrong playing Miles Dalby, real villain of the movie.
He was a dick,
total villain.
Yeah,
yep. He is. This
is our first time having Curtis Armstrong on the podcast, though.
I mean,
not playing a booger role in this. Obviously,
is Revenge of the Nerds in his top 4?
Curtis Armstrong has Revenge of the Nerds. Yes, that's the only one, though.
But not 2 and 3.
Dead.
Nope. Risky Businesses. What did you say?
Better Off Dead.
That is in there. Yes.
I remember he was in.
And the last one is Southland.
He was in iCarly too, but okay.
Southland Tales. I don't know what that is.
It was so funny. My kids used to watch iCarly, and like one day I came walking through the room, and they're like, "I'm like, hey, Booger." And they're like, who? I'm like, the guy that's running the convenience store here is Booger. And they're like, what are you talking about? They were talking about Curtis Armstrong.
All right, yeah, so Southland Tales. I don't know what that is.
Brian, by the way, man.
Have you heard of that?
I can't podcast with this bourbon anymore. Dude, I am so fucked.
Did you just have that one glass?
Yeah, I had one shot and a half. I am like tripping my fucking ass
sorry.
off.
I'm still nursing.
How are you feeling,
this one.
all right?
Oh, I'm feeling it.
I can hear as I'm talking. I'm like,
I'm waiting for the ice to make it more water and bourbon.
Down, yeah. You want to pour some of this Sprite in there?
Yeah. Let me get a shot of Sprite.
Everything's flowing on, coming on. Yeah, it's good.
Oh, that's good. Thanks.
Yeah. Playing.
You didn't have to drink any of that.
You could have just left it, right?
Well, that was tasty.
Right?
Yeah.
That's Sprite. You put it's 90% Sprite now.
Playing Joel's father was Nicholas Pryor.
He's one of those guys, man.
Pryor's
he's one of those guys.
Yes,
I told you I thought I knew him from something, but he wasn't in his top 4.
He's Richard Pryor's father. Yes, that's where you know him from.
His top 4 was Risky Business, Damien, Omen Part 2, Collateral Damage,
Arnold. Collateral Damage.
Yep.
Okay.
And The Hunger Games, Mockingjay Part 1.
Yeah.
Who was he in that?
I don't remember. I only saw the
first. I only saw the first Hunger Games.
But I have
read
here
the
on my
books
phone
and watched the movies.
Joel's dad is the guy whose wife gets slapped and punched by a whole line of passengers in Airplane.
Is he the one that only needs he
son,
never has a second cup of coffee?
His son is Joey and goes to visit the cockpit.
Damn it!
Now I remember him from
He's
that.
never had a second cup of coffee at home.
How awesome was that find, dude?
Fuck, man.
At first I thought he was the Wiz, but he wasn't.
That's awesome.
He was. Yeah. Up next with another special one, Joel's mother, Janet Carroll. She died in 2010, age 71 from a brain tumor. Nicholas Pryor is still alive. He's like upper 80s.
Damn.
But
upper 80s.
Janet Carroll, her top 4 was Risky Business, Enough, Forces of Nature, and Family Business.
Now this is his mom. This is Joel's mom.
Yeah, but what I got here for you is she played the owner of the shoe store on Married with Children, Gary.
She's Gary Shoes?
Yes.
I remember when she showed up, all of a sudden you're like, Gary was a woman? Like, what?
That's awesome.
Because that was way late.
I was excited to tell. I said, I got a good one for you today. Those two, the Airplane one and that one. I was like, I can't wait to give them to you.
I can picture her now as Gary.
Yeah. Then we had Vicky, played by Shara Denise. Her top 4, you guys aren't going to get that. I'm going to just give it to you as well. Risky Business, John Q. I think that was Denzel Washington.
I was going to say Keanu, but
it might be right. It might be. No, it's one of them. Alpha Dog and Baby Boom. I remember that in the 80s. I think that's an 80 movie.
Alpha
with,
Dog. I think it's a
Diane
Justin
Keaton.
Timberlake movie. I think.
I think Baby. Yeah, I think and Baby Boom's Diane Keaton or something like that. Okay. But she was married to Peter Falk from 1977 to when he died in 2011.
Wow. So let me tell you what I'm going to do to you today.
I thought that was an interesting fact.
And that's wait, Vicky was married to her from when?
From December 1977 to June 23rd,
and
2011.
she's one of the hookers. Peter Falk's an old man. She's a young woman here.
She was, I think Falk was 20 years her senior.
20 times 20.
Good for him.
No, I
20
looked it
plus
up.
20.
I looked it up. It was like 20 years. Okay, I looked it up.
She looked kind of young, and he's.
If you want to go on IMDb,
I'm not.
You probably can't because you can't see straight.
I'm not doing math.
Did someone fart?
I've been smelling
I've been
that.
smelling it too.
I thought there was a dog down here or something like that.
Michelle said your dishwasher broke, so I don't know
hope that's not it. Fuck.
I know.
Making it all the way downstairs. Smells like a cabbage fart.
I've had no cabbage.
I was
today.
like, I was just trying to be nice. I was like, God, somebody's got gas. I thought it might have been him because he was holding in his pee. You know.
When I fart, I pee a little.
I've been fartless this podcast.
I got a couple more here. Hold on. We got Sean Penn was the man sitting in the passenger seat as Joel first takes the Porsche for a spin. The cameo was a favor for director Paul Brickman. At the same time, Sean Penn was filming Bad Boys.
Oh, Bad Boys.
And him and Sean Penn used to hang out. They were filming both in Chicago. They would hang out at night. And just
but what favor is he doing? It wasn't like he had a line or wave.
Yeah, I don't even remember him.
I don't know. I guess he just wanted a passenger to be in the vehicle.
But it's just so funny, like doing it as a favor. Like
maybe Sean Penn was there. Maybe Sean Penn was standing there, and just him saying, "Hey, will you do this real quick?" is considered a favor. I don't know. And the last person we had playing one of the call girls was Megan Mullally.
Really?
Yeah. Isn't she married
Tammy
to
too?
Yeah.
Ron
Swanson.
Ron Swanson. Yeah. What's his name?
Nick Offerman.
Nick Offerman. Yeah. You want to try her top four?
I don't remember. I gotta go back and look for
How many
her now.
episodes of Will and Grace was she in?
I'm gonna say 117.
I've never ever seen an episode of Will and Grace.
Neither
But I
have
know
I.
it got rebooted, and I'm going to say 200.
Andy's closer. It was 246.
Holy moly!
I had never seen it.
Don't care. Love Sean Hayes, but don't care.
That's all I had for the cast. Did you guys have anything? Damn, it really smells, don't it?
Yeah, what happened here? Did someone shit their pants?
Yeah, it's not coming out of me. I don't think.
It's not me. I did not let anything out. I mean,
That makes me nervous.
Maybe is Michelle cooking something for your birthday dinner?
She's kicking like Brussels sprouts and cabbage. Is it St. Patrick's Day?
do you like any of those?
I like them all, but damn, I thought I had one cast member that I wrote something down for, but I guess we'll just get to it as we get to it.
What else did I have on my phone here?
When they're
Okay, that's all I had for the cast.
when they're playing poker at the beginning, Old Mill and Schlitz.
Wow,
That was my like in 1983. I wasn't drinking yet. I was 13, but maybe 2 years later.
How
Old
much-
Mill
that's
for
just
sure.
saying
All tall
poker.
boys too.
Saying poker just made me think of when Miles was on, when he called Miles on the phone when Jackie was at the house, and he's like, "You gotta come over here," and he was like, "No." Just the way he kept saying no was just such an asshole.
And
Oh man,
when he said, like, when he calls Booger and says, "You got to come over here," he's like, "I'm playing poker." I'm like, "You didn't invite your buddy
I
over
know,
to
why
play
is he-
poker?" Like, fuck you,
he was
man.
playing with him earlier.
when
Booger was a fucking monster in this movie. I hated him. I'm so glad that he redeemed himself a couple of years later with Revenge of the Nerds. Revenge of the Nerds. I can't even
when
fucking
Christine was pregnant at her senior year in college,
dude,
I was
freshman year. Come on, tell everybody the truth.
senior year. Poor Jason.
What's happening down here? Are we being like
The smells.
someone here knows what's going on?
I didn't do
Why are
it.
you doing this?
I didn't do it. I swear to you, man. If it
I don't
was
think
me, I
it's
would
coming
say
out of
something.
me. Yeah.
I would admit it. I'm not.
If it's coming out of any of us, we need to see doctors. But
I don't.
We're gonna
maybe
go
you're right.
upstairs.
It might be Brussels sprouts.
I was going to say, we're going to go
roasted
upstairs.
Text
There's going to be
Michelle?
Brussels sprouts and broccoli. And
Text Michelle and just say, "Is everything okay up there?"
hey, what are you cooking up there? It smells. It
What vegetables?
smells terrible down here. You got Brussels sprouts or broccoli? Ah, all right. We'll allow it. It smells so bad down here. Yeah. All right.
It's good to know that it's just chicken or broccoli, so that's
Five
some
eight.
things to have. Yeah,
Fine.
it is. I don't.
One of you guys were fucking farting, but that's all right.
I would have owned up to it.
I would too.
If it was
Especially-
doing this
especially-
much damage.
especially after this long. I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be able to not laugh.
Smells down
I would have been laughing by now if it was me.
I was smelling it like 10 minutes before Jason said something. I'm like, I guess.
Well, he said the
Someone's got a
first
problem.
thing because I was like,
It was getting to me.
it was getting to me, and I was just like,
I was starting to worry about
I was getting nervous. Yeah.
I'm taking a lot of medication.
I seriously
now.
thought it was you because you said you were holding in your pee. So I thought maybe you were like really holding in something or whatever. And then you can cut all this out, I hope, right?
The 10-minute fart monologue. We're usually above that. We're not fart humor.
Tom Cruise they made him lose 10 pounds, and then they had him eat a lot of fatty foods to put on a layer of baby fat to look younger.
Really?
He was 20 when they filmed this, but they went to make him look younger, and he did that.
Damn.
I thought that was interesting. This was Curtis Armstrong's film debut.
Oh, what's it really?
Yeah.
Oh, he presented himself well.
Yeah, I thought he had a good sense. He seemed like he was really a good
At the party, was he at the party?
He was a good thespian.
I don't remember seeing him.
Yeah, because he wanted it free. Because he's a fucking dickhead, man.
He was a dickhead.
He caused all these problems. You didn't see him like inside when the girls were coming in and Balki was kissing each one of them, but like he wanted it free. I'm like, this fucking guy, man. He's a leech and a shithead. I did not like him.
Balki, he did work. Like he was there helping.
He helped clean up at the end and put the furniture back and stuff like that. I forget if it was Balki or Booger at the first poker game when they had the cigars.
And it was a mangled cigar.
Yeah. Like half the cigar was a chewed up mess. I was like,
that was Balki.
What's he doing to that thing?
Whatchamacallit, some people that tried out for or auditioned for this role: John Cusack, Nicolas Cage, Michael J. Fox, Tom Hanks, and the Sean Penn.
You know what? This movie doesn't win or lose because of Tom Cruise. So any of those guys could have played this part. And I know we've done that. So, yeah. We've done that a lot where we're like, oh my God, it's had to be this person. But
it makes sense because they're paying for the girl, so anybody could be in that role. Yeah.
I think Tom Hanks, this would have been a much funnier movie.
Oh, Tom Hanks, it would have been hilarious. Yeah. But no, this movie does not win or lose on Tom Cruise. Not a detriment to Tom Cruise, but it didn't matter who was playing that role.
I read this and I thought it was a strange thing, but Tom Cruise and Rebecca De Mornay began dating during the production. It said she was 3 years his senior, so she was 23, right? According to Curtis Armstrong, things were complicated as De Mornay had Harry Dean Stanton on set with her, whom she had become romantically involved during the filming of One from the Heart in 1981.
Isn't he like a million years? I mean, I know he's dead now, but like,
in that,
he died at like 10 years ago. So
I think he was in his right before, maybe just 50 or just under 50.
And I love him, but also, come on, like what's she doing?
When the scene when she shows up
and he just taking strips her.
Oh my God, that was one of these
smoking hot. But I even to now that I've watched it again recently, I'm like, that's not a dream. Like, how's this happening where the door just like
I think they wanted you to think that,
because you already had the dream at the beginning of the movie where he's going up to the shower.
That scene took 18 hours to film. The
shower scene.
But like, she's like grabbing his dick and
when
stuff.
she woke up in the bed and stuff like that, I'm like, wait, that's real? Like she just walked in and they had sex right there. I'm like, okay.
Sharon Stone auditioned for the role of Lana.
She would have been good.
I think I'm not a big Sharon Stone fan, but
she would have shown her bush.
Oh, hang on.
They used real
when she actually takes the thing off.
Oh, you could see a little patch.
Yeah. Michelle's only quote as we're watching this movie, full bush. As soon as she said that, I was like, were we looking for that?
I can't wait for her score.
She did not judge it on that. My score might be skewed by
childhood photographs of Tom Cruise were seen. They actually had his like
when
photographs.
I remember when they were hooking up when they were banging on the steps. They panned over and they showed those pictures that were obviously Tom Cruise as a child.
Rob Lowe turned this down because he thought it was weird.
And then he did Parks and Rec.
Oh, I was gonna say, and then he did a
Tommy Boy too,
and then he did a bunch of 14-year-olds.
Oh,
that was much weirder.
This was right around that time, right, or right after this?
Yeah, right.
It was around this time for sure. Damn, I got so many notes here. I just got I want to like.
Bronson Pinchot said that Tom Cruise would address everybody by their character names.
And that's names. Like what do you call that? Method acting. Like fuck those people, but whatever. Daniel Day-Lewis won like 18 Oscars doing that.
They had Frank Sinatra was considered for the role of Guido, but then they thought he was too old.
Too old? Isn't he like 80 by this time?
He's in his 60s.
Oh, that would have been stupid.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Frank Sinatra shows up. That takes you out of the movie. You're like, oh my God, it's Frank Sinatra. It's better that it's Joey Pants because he's a nobody at this time.
See, the crystal egg was made by a century-old Corning, New York manufacturer named Steuben Glassworks, who made all kinds of prized pieces until they shuttered operations in 2011. They could have got a new one.
Yeah, it's like almost 30 years later.
And Corning. That's Corningware. That's like the pans that you would cook your wife's cooking.
Yeah, they have
in.
a big fucking outlet mall in over there in like Monroe. Everybody goes every year. Oh my God, the Corning sale!
When I used to go
buy
up to
shitty plates
up to school, I'd drive through Corning.
All right, so his SAT scores said twice in this movie. His parents say it, and then Richard Mauser says it later. 597 English. 560 math. First of all, SAT scores are all rounded off to the nearest 5 or 10, like my scores of these movies. So the 597 is wrong. And that's not that good. That's not Princeton for sure.
That's definitely not Princeton.
I am not bragging at all. My SAT scores were better than 597, 560. So
also, I think Rutherford knew that those scores weren't good enough.
Yeah, but like, why was he even applying to Princeton? And then
because his dad made him
a 56 class ranking. Now I don't know where he's going to school.
His
he's
dad got him that interview too.
But like
a 3.14.
Yeah, 56 class ranking. You were the 56th best person in a public school in Chicago. Like,
he wouldn't have gotten that interview if it wasn't for his dad. His dad is the only reason that he got Princeton. That interview. Yeah. And that's why the guy was like,
because he didn't seem too upset about going to
University. But there's a reason
Illinois.
why he, spoiler alert, he gets into Princeton at the end.
Well, yeah. I mean, but he shouldn't have gotten the interview to begin with.
The way his dad tells him, like he's like staring at him like he's ready to kill him.
So sometimes you just gotta say what the heck. When the guys, Richard Mauser's going over his scores and then his accomplishments of like junior varsity,
junior enterpriser.
And it's all like first runner up for some shitty, like he's nothing special. He's nothing special. He's not getting into Princeton, even if Mauser got laid like 10 times that night, and he might have. When his parents first leave and he makes himself dinner and he pours a gigantic, like a not this kind of glass, but like a big, like 16-ounce glass of scotch with like an ounce of Coke on the top. I was like, this dude is not waking up for 3 days after drinking that. He's 17 years old. That is going to fucking floor him. But like the next scene is him getting in his dad's Porsche and driving away. And all I thought to myself was like, this is 1983. Like no one ever cared about like, you just had a drink. You're not getting behind the wheel of a car. No, au contraire, mon frere. I'm going to start driving right now. Because I really actually like that because the dad was so kind of like, you're not going to take the car out. You have the station wagon, blah, blah, blah. And then you just see him in the Porsche taking it out. Like, good job, man. Like, so, already he's kind of like on the edge. Like, I want to like take risks.
I don't know how to say this, but Kim Basinger, she turned down the role of Lana because she didn't like the script.
All right. And I mean, she did 9.5 weeks, like a couple weeks later.
The $300 that Lana tells Joel she owes him. How much do you think it is for adjusted for inflation in 2020 dollars?
$300. Triple $900.
I'm saying not as high, like $750.
Very close. 777.45.
The neighbor of the beast. 777.
Good one. I also had before Tom Cruise got the role, he replaced somebody who was already cast in the role, but then they changed it. Brian Backer. Do you know who Brian Backer is?
I know him.
I don't know.
We've talked about him already.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. He plays.
He's
Mark
Rat Man in Fast
Times.
He's the rat.
Yeah.
What's up there, rat?
He would have been playing Tom Cruise.
Wait, really? He was.
Yeah.
No, that wouldn't have worked. All the other guys you said before, like I don't know, Sean Penn and whoever, like
Brian Backer just seems like the more like the Miles character.
Yeah, he wouldn't have worked.
That rat man, that was the one that ended up with Stacy at the end, right?
Yeah. I mean,
he wouldn't have worked.
No.
Yeah, so I said he would have been a better Miles character.
Yeah.
You know? You have anything that you want to say? Or I know you don't have any facts, but.
So you put your ad in the whatever that personal ad thing is, and you say, call Jackie for a good time. And you don't announce you're a transvestite or by today's.
Transvestite.
Maybe a transgender person then, but for $75 to get off the hook, get that person out of your house, that's a good deal.
That's
even
cheap.
in 1983
That's
money.
cheap.
But like, how many times did she or he show up at someone's house and they're like, there's no place in your ad that says, because it says for a good time. I might not want that good time. You should say what you are.
Yeah. You have to up front, I would think. Like, you have to say if you're a cop.
So, when
Right?
Maybe.
when Joel's grandparents gave him the bonds and said, have a great time.
Yeah.
You knew they were like, for your hooker. When you need to pay off your hooker.
Them going
use
in
these
and
bonds.
out of the bank for the
It was well
bonds.
over 10 years, so it was definitely mature. You know what I mean?
And they said, Joel will have so much fun with a hooker when he needs his $300.
And wait a second, did you keep your bonds in a safe deposit box?
I got bonds when I was young, and they went.
I
in the
did
safe-
too,
and
yeah.
my kids did
Oh,
too.
really?
In fact, when we moved from Yardville to Columbus, we closed out our safe deposit box, and Daniel was already 8 by then. Logan was 5, and there were tons of the bonds in there. Every birthday was like a $25 bond from whoever, and
I never had a safe deposit, but I always had the fire safe.
when we have that now.
Okay, yeah.
Kept it in there. But yeah, I've never had a safety deposit box.
Richard Dreyfuss was considered for the role of Guido.
Nah, that I don't like. All the other
I don't
guys you
either.
mentioned, except for Rat for
And
Joel, were
Richard Dreyfuss,
good.
I
but-
agree, they're both bad.
Yeah, but Richard Dreyfuss no good.
How about
and Frank Sinatra, my God, or Frank Sinatra? Yeah,
how about
also?
somebody turned it down because she was focusing on her education at Princeton?
Oh, Brooke Shields.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Would she have been that
She
nude
would have
in
been
it?
Lana. I guess so. I mean,
I don't know. Rebecca De Mornay knocked it out of the park.
She was great.
It'll be
Yeah.
interesting to see.
I think that's what's going to give bonus points for you, isn't it?
Oh, it definitely adds on. Yeah.
I texted Jason the other day. I said, "Tits add like at least 10 points to Brian's score."
He did, because I was saying Brian's going to give this a bad one because he said he didn't like this one.
So when Joel was having sex with
Did-
the babysitter on
Did
the,
Kevin say he liked this one or didn't like it? Do you
I think
know?
he liked it. I think he
Okay.
wanted to be on.
I would be interested now, post facto, to know what his score was if you watched it again.
Yeah, Kevin put on our.
But watch
Social,
Risky
let us
Business
know,
again,
yeah.
dude. Watch it again. So when he's having sex with the babysitter on top of the table, when the parents come home and they're on the megaphone, like, put the babysitter down and all that. I really appreciate when the guy has to push the Tinker toys out of the way
That
of
was
the
funny.
table. As soon as I saw the hand pushing the Tinker toys, I'm like, oh God. I'm like, yeah, you always have to make sure the table's clean before you throw the girl on top of it.
There's a record store window that they see when he exits with Miles. I guess they're coming out of a record store. They had some albums on the display.
Oh, I guess that's when they were in town. I remember when they were in town. Yeah.
They had Glenn Fry, Robert Plant, Rolling Stones, Fleetwood Mac, Frank Zappa, Queen, Crosby, Stills and Nash, Kenny Rogers, Survivor, and the Rocky III original motion picture score.
Survivor and Rocky 3
Yeah.
separate.
Yeah,
They
the
should be
Survivor,
one.
Eye of the Tiger. Yeah.
Eh.
How rude was Tom Cruise when he said University of Illinois? He put them down really
Dude,
hard.
University of Illinois is a like not quite Ivy League school. When
They're-
he was like, I guess it's University of Illinois. I'm like,
That's a great
dude,
school to be
fuck
getting
you,
into,
man.
yeah.
Like that's a good school.
And then he made like a weird face after
He,
that.
well, he made the face that, like, I guess people are kind of associated with it. It's just that smile with the glasses. I'm like, if I was at Princeton guy, I would have been like, fuck you, dude. Like, I know he got laid that night, but his attitude when he's like shitting on University of Illinois.
Yeah, I thought that was wrong, man, because there's nothing wrong with the University of Illinois. The Fighting Illini.
it would have been more appropriate if he had said like or Illinois State or something like that.
I hope
Like,
I
that's
remember
like
when we tag this one. Let's do a hashtag University of Illinois. Give them some props.
My kids are in college. They don't need. They don't
Oh,
need
no, I
the
want to
fucking
just do it.
bump.
Maybe we'll get them to give us a like or something. I'm trying to get us out there. So he doesn't want to get us out there, you know? The Tom Cruise dance was improvised.
When I was growing up, and I didn't see.
Did you ever do it?
No, I never did this dance.
But did you?
No,
I never. So. I didn't see Risky Business in the theater because I was too young. But I saw it years later. I knew this movie based on the Old Time Rock and Roll video because they played that on TV, the Bob Seger song. And like there's scenes that are that obviously when he goes shooting by with the underwear on and in the door frame and stuff like that. But I remember when the Porsche scene happened when it went into the Lake Michigan.
The lake, you knew it was just a matter of seconds.
I knew that from the video because that happens in the video, and also when you're trying to stop a car from rolling down a hill, you don't jump on the hood to stop it. You dig your feet in.
Yeah.
And you wait,
it doesn't roll you
wait
over.
for level ground, because he wasn't that far away from the dock. He would have if he had just waited a couple seconds, he would have stopped it.
Possibly got it. Yeah.
That Porsche was fucked up. There was no way that thing was getting fixed in a couple days.
How tall?
His parents were only away for a couple days, like a week.
And how much
right?
did it cost? Like I know he raised $8,000, but he had enough left.
He said that at the end, $8,000.
I thought he said like $500 for the repairs to the car.
Is that all it was? Was $500?
Well, I might not be remembering that.
That's not bad to restore it.
No, not at all. It looked perfect,
especially when there's fish fucking flopping.
That
out
was
of the
so
car
ridiculous. The amount of fish,
the live fish swimming in the
no, get out of here. I mean, can you tell me how tall Curtis Armstrong and Tom Cruise are?
Tom Cruise is like 5'7" or 8" or something
and
like that.
He did not. There must have been no stipulation because Rebecca De Mornay was taller than him.
Well, back then he's not Tom Cruise yet.
Cruise,
he's just
he didn't get famous
clown.
till after this movie.
That's true.
So he's 5'8".
Cruise is 5'7".
Okay, 7, and Curtis Armstrong's shorter, so 5. It's 5.
I'll say 5'6".
He's 5'4".
Oh, Booger's that short?
Yeah.
And Booger's 68.
Damn. Have you ever seen him at a signing?
Yes.
Oh.
I didn't go up to him though. I wish I did.
Yeah.
Next time he's at one, I will definitely go up to. I did see that this chiller in October, Ralphie is going to be doing an appearance for Christmas Story.
Really?
They're going to be selling tickets in advance. I'm definitely doing that. The whole family is going to be there.
Damn.
Including Scott Farkas.
Including the mom? She's
Not the
still
mom,
alive.
she just died.
I thought the mom was still alive.
I think she just died.
Like I remember Julie Haggerty was in the new version, but the mom was still alive.
Yeah, and I think she died shortly after.
Oh, did she? Okay. Right.
Shortly dad before. Had them died, right?
Well,
his dad
definitely
passed.
dead.
Yeah. Gavin
McLeod. Billy Madison's dad, yeah.
He played Kolchak, Night Stalker.
It's Mick something.
Darren McGavin.
There you go. I got the Mick part.
Woo. Thank you very much.
That was good.
So he sits down. I think it's when he's drinking his big giant bottle of scotch, and he eats his TV dinner, and it's frozen, and he just takes out. He takes out it's like a big giant mass of food. He's like,
like a popsicle. That was disgusting.
And I get it. There were no microwaves probably in 1983 in Chicago. And by the way, how many like Midwest Chicago-ish kind of movies have we done? We've done a lot, I feel like.
Yeah,
Bad
Ferris
Boys took
Bueller.
around. Well, we haven't done Ferris yet, but we did Bad Boys, we did Class. They all like took place in Chicago or around Chicago. And
they did, yeah.
We'll get to more Chicago when we do Ferris and Home Alone or
the whole
whatever.
all 80s seemed to take place in Chicago.
That's great, man.
This movie was one
Chicago
time,
wasn't a fucking hellhole where people were getting shot every day.
At one point, the movie was titled "White Boys Off the Lake."
Well, doesn't Jackie say that to him? He's like, "I know what you white boys off the lake like." When she called
you're
Lana.
You're gonna love, gonna love her. That she's what white boys off the lake love.
I don't know if I mentioned these people also. Nicolas Cage and Tom Hanks were also auditioned for Joel.
Yeah, they would have all been fine. Like, as much as I love Tom Cruise, like it didn't matter that Tom Cruise was in this.
And Andy, you wanted to know about the second ending.
Oh yeah, so explain that.
Oh wait, first I want to talk about there was that one sign that was a food sign. It was on the sign on the store. It said all sardines 98 cents.
Oh yes.
What was that for?
Christine did watch. She asked me what that was. Let me get her score.
She did watch it.
Yes.
That made you remember that you watched? It's
Yes,
so
'cause
weird.
She asked me what does that sign
I
say?
said all sardines, 98 cents. I thought that was so weird and random, right?
Did you notice that
He didn't even
No,
see my question.
I didn't see it. Like I don't know.
You
Like,
know, yeah, that was the
didn't-
one question Christine asked me.
Oh yeah, but I have the second ending for you.
But I noticed in this when I don't know if it was Balki or not asked Joel if he wanted an aspirin. This is the second movie in a row where, because remember Rusty last week asked Clark if he wanted an aspirin. I'm like,
Yeah,
was that the
right.
cure all for everything back then when your life was completely like after your Porsche falls in the fucking Lake Michigan or your car gets fucking ravaged by Grand Canyon? Is an aspirin fixing all your problems? Because as soon as he said, "Do you want an aspirin?" I'm like, what? What was going on in the 80s where aspirins were the cure all for everything?
Prevents strokes.
Well, I know it does.
Yeah,
I know
right.
it's good for your heart, but it's so funny
Actually,
that
it's
how
baby aspirin. That's good for strokes.
wow,
your
that's
heart,
if your
yeah.
stomach can't handle a
But,
manly size aspirin.
2 endings were shot, but Brickman, the director, only liked the original. So this was the second ending. Then the second ending.
So the
is
director didn't. The director didn't even like the way his movie ended. How the fuck does that happen? Where the director doesn't
Well,
have,
he liked the original. The director liked the original,
which is not the one that we saw.
which is what we saw.
Oh, it was. I thought you
Yeah.
said that's not the one we saw. I'm
The
sorry.
second and the 2 endings were shot, but Brickman only liked the original, so that's what's in. At the end of Risky Business, Joel dines at a restaurant with Lana, and he says, "I was just thinking where we'll be in 10 years." And she says they're going to make it big. He asks, "Was this a setup?" And she says, "No." Cut to them walking through a park at night and them talking about how they won't be seeing each other for a while. She asks to spend the night with him, and he jokingly asks if she has any money. And then his voiceover kicks in. "My name is Joel Goodson. I deal in human fulfillment. I grossed over 8,000 in one night. Time of your life, huh, kid?" Risky Business nearly had a much more downbeat ending. But
Oh, I was gonna say. I was gonna say. I thought that's how this movie
That's
ended.
the
I was
original
like,
ending.
What was the
Yeah.
difference?
That's the original ending, but Risky Business nearly had a much more downbeat ending. But Warner Brothers insisted that a more upbeat conclusion be added, so cinema goers would leave screenings on a high. Oh wait, I thought I had more what it was about, but I guess I don't.
Yeah,
The remastered 25th anniversary of the movies contains both the upbeat studio ending and Paul Brickman's original, more tentative
so the director
Yeah.
wanted the more
and
depressing
melancholic
ending. Okay.
conclusion in which Joel and Lana's relationship is left ambiguous. I think you could see it on YouTube.
Yeah, but
Think.
do you really care about the relationship? She's a fucking hooker, and he's going to Princeton in a couple weeks. Like,
It's a few years before you do Pretty Woman when a hooker is a good thing, right?
yeah, but like,
Yeah.
I don't know if like,
That's like
I don't know what the other
99,
ending was,
98?
but I don't think it ever. At no point did they care about the
88.
relationship.
88 or what? Pretty Woman was 88. No,
No,
it
it
was
was the
90s, right?
90s.
92.
Early 90s?
Yeah, but whatever.
I want to
who
say
cares?
92. Yeah.
But like, at no point did they care about the relationship. Even at the end, when he jokingly said, "Like, how much is it going to cost?" and they're giggling, I'm like,
They're kids.
she's a fucking hooker.
They're just
She's
going to
gonna-
bang.
and she's going to be banging someone else tomorrow. Like,
Yeah.
as soon as you go to Princeton, dude.
She's getting filled up.
So I got a little bit more here.
Yeah. I'm out. And I'm just making more notes because you had more people.
So Tom Cruise can never look natural smoking a cigarette. I know we've talked about that before. It might have been Mickey Rourke or Nicolas Cage in Rumblefish, but some guys just don't look natural with the cigarette.
Yeah.
Like, listen, I'm an expert at smoking cigarettes. I did it for like over 20 years. That hanging, when it hangs out, no one smokes cigarettes like that. And you never actually see him take a drag of a cigarette. You see him put them out. You see him have them in his hands. And you see it like hanging out the side of his mouth. But like at no point do you ever see him smoking a cigarette. I'm like, Tom Cruise that's fine that he's not a cigarette smoker.
Yeah.
Good for him. But he doesn't look natural on camera with the cigarette. Just like they were like, put the cigarette in your mouth, look like you're smoking it, and he just like hangs outside of your mouth. I'm like, yeah, that's not how smokers.
Maybe you're supposed to look like a kid smoking.
Yeah, I knew how to smoke by the time I was 16.
like he doesn't know what he's doing, but yeah, he's supposed to be going into college. So, if you don't have anything else, I'm ready.
Did we
score
did we
up.
talk about Booger being an asshole and not helping clean up there at the end? And also,
We might not
all
have
the
mentioned
money
that.
we're
Not doing anything to help.
all the money
only
we're
Larry,
Only Balki.
and
Yeah.
fuck. Was her name Vicky, Joey Pants' chick, where she
Yeah.
chucks the fucking
Egg.
crystal off the side? I'm like, he paid for it. Why are you being a bitch about it? And she fucking
She was
throws
being
it.
nice at first. She said, "It's only got 40." She said, being nice.
And I loved how Joey extorted him. He's like, so it's 340. You can owe me the 300. I was like, oh,
you're good for it.
You're into him now, man. You're fucking paying that back at some point. But yeah, I did not like that she threw it. I'm like, why are you doing that to him now? Like he's paying
that
the
wasn't
money.
right.
And Christina and I talked about it early today at work where he's like, all right, that's everything. And there was like tons of furniture still on the truck.
Whose was that? Was that somebody else's?
I mean, I guess you could make
that other guy you extorted.
Unless you can make the assumption that he already bought it. They just didn't get to it yet. Like I'm taking this couch and that up there, but like they just haven't gotten off the truck yet. Like, but it is funny how like he's like, okay, that's everything, and I'm like, there is a lot of
merchandise. You had to wait for Balki to get there to bring it all in. And why does the mom go right to the egg?
Because that's what she cares about. She doesn't care about her kid. She cares about the egg.
And she was nice to him up to that point.
Yeah, she really cared.
She was like
egg.
the nice parent.
It wasn't
when I actually
it wasn't a Fabergé egg or anything.
When
like
I watched it last night,
like millions, right?
When I watched it last night, she's like, Joel, there's a crack in this egg. I would have been like, fuck you. You can't prove that I did that. But I'm like, he already admitted to the fact that he had friends over. Like, if these dumb fucking hookers are answering the phone. Like, first of all, he should have just cut off all phone service to his house as soon as Hooker started rolling up in there. But like, maybe that's his ignorance. So as soon as Hooker started rolling up, you cut off the phone. But some hooker answered the phone and said, I'll get Joel for you. And so the mom's like, are there people in our house? So once he admitted to people being in his house, now you're on the hook for everything. You can get blamed for the fucking bodies that your dad buried in the basement 20 years before, because now you're like, God damn it, man. They told me not to fucking have people over. I got a little deep dive here.
All right.
I'm
out. You got anything else?
Nah.
All right.
This is not good. This is just like, so Joel and Barry pay for the party and split the remaining income with Lana. And Joel says he makes $8,000 in one night. Joel says, I made $8,000. And earlier in the movie, when Vicky was having sex with the friend, she gave him $50. The house gets $50. So based on one night and $50 for the house, that means that there was a total of 160 transactions at Joel's party. Based on the cast list, there are 11 call girls, not including Vicky or Lana. And that means that each woman had 14.5 transactions that night to make the $50 house money to equal $8,000 for Joel to make it. And that's just like, we're talking about splitting that with Lana and Joel and Barry all splitting their money. So 14.5 transactions that night. So unless you were number one, you were number like 7, 12,
also,
14.
Can we talk about how rude Lana was when he was just said, I need the room?
Yeah, he had not yet made the decision that like sometimes you just got to say what the fuck. He made that decision because she forced his hand because she kept coming in with the fucking cot and coming in with whatever, and she kept interrupting.
So we need the room. We need the room.
And so listen, I'm not judging anybody in this movie. This is a bunch of teenage boys trying to get laid, but like, did that mean there were like 3 beds? Was there a like?
By the way, I don't smell it as bad now, do you?
I guess the Brussels sprouts and broccoli have been cooked. But if you're going to have sex with a hooker, don't you want it to just be you two? Were there like 3 beds in a room? Was there multiple banging going on in each bedroom?
I would want some privacy. That's
gross.
Yeah, with the 11 girls working, were there 11
No,
rooms
there were definitely
going?
not 11 bedrooms.
No.
It's typical that kind of colonial house, 4 bedrooms and maybe like a den. Well, they were in the den. They were in the den downstairs. So that's 4 doors that can be, or 5 doors that can be closed. So now you're talking 11 girls. That's at least 2 in each. And sometimes 3.5.
His one friend was,
and that 0.5, man, no one's having sex with a 0.5.
His other friend was a dick too, Gordon or whatever. Remember?
Well, the other friends like didn't do anything, but they helped clean up.
But he was a dick though. He said, "Ask Vicky."
The John Heater looking guy. Yeah, that's who I thought of.
He did look like him, yes. But that was creepy. How he's like, how did he know that Lana was going to bring more hookers to the house? Like he was going there to fuck her, and then it just so happened there was another one there, and he was like, hey, "I'll take the one that Joel hasn't fucked."
Because he thought that's what happened. He thought he had her,
and he was so pissed. I hate when guys get attached to their hookers so fast. That is such
that's an 80s
common
thing,
trope in movies. How dare you bang her? She banged the whole fucking fleet that came in last week.
Remember Night Shift?
Night Shift, and wasn't Last American Virgin kind of like that? Oh, I guess she wasn't like banging everybody, but like that so happens in movies where it's like
it's a big trope.
The guy fucks the hooker one time and he's in love now, and so
Richard Gere.
Was that Pretty Woman?
Yeah.
I mean, like
he fell in love right away.
Yeah, I guess he did.
Right.
But Julia Roberts was at her top then,
and
that was
way
the end of
Richard,
her top.
a rich guy, is going to pick a street hooker.
Everybody should know she's one of those Hollywood pieces of.
I'm not a big fan of Julia Roberts, but
I'll say it right now, Julia Roberts, you're a piece of shit.
I want her on here now.
Put that in the description. Put it in the description. Put it in everything.
If I remember Pretty Woman correctly, doesn't his car stall in front of her, and so she gets in the car just because she can drive a stick? I think that's the setup for
I think how it starts.
But whatever.
Forget that. Let's get to the score.
He does fuck her that night.
I'm going to give the first score. I will never watch this movie again. I didn't remember much of it. I had seen it once or twice. Like I said, I will never watch this again. I give it a 68. It's a little better than 50, I figured, but Tom Cruise was okay in it, and I enjoyed Bronson Pinchot. And even though he was a dick, I liked Curtis Armstrong's character in this.
There's nothing about this movie I really like. Like it's billed as a comedy, and I don't think I laughed twice.
Was it billed as a comedy?
When really? You look, it says teen sex comedy. I'm like, is this funny? Is it ever funny? I don't think it's ever funny. I did not like this movie at all, and I give it less than Jason. I give it a 65.
Here it has comedy, crime, drama, romance. Romance is the fourth one.
It's not funny. Yeah. I give it a 65. Michelle gives it a 70.
So you're right around my score. 65. What did Michelle give? 70.
70. But Michelle today, as we were early discussing it, she's like, I think I give it's too high.
I think she said something. I heard her say that, yeah.
But it's on paper already. It's written down 70.
I've got Connor's and Christine's.
Okay, who are you going to give me first?
I'll do Connor first.
Okay,
50.
50. Yeah.
Okay,
is it 50?
I don't know that. I talked to Connor earlier today about it. I could tell like there was no love in his eyes. I was talking to him about that. Okay,
Christine gives it a 55.
55. Okay,
and I'm giving it same as Andy. I'm giving it a 65.
Okay, that's pretty high for you. I was surprised.
I was surprised. I liked it more than I thought I would. And Rebecca De Mornay. Her body,
you know what?
Phenomenal.
So his score is actually a 55.
Give it the bonus point,
it's a 55 with a 10 tit.
Roger Ebert gave it 4 stars.
Yeah, I feel this is a movie that
and
can
we talk
4 stars?
The audience on Rotten Tomatoes gives it a 73, but the critics give it a 92.
What?
A 92.
I bet every critic that gave this a high score back in 1983, if they're still alive and watching today, they'd be like, oh, like what was I thinking?
Yeah.
I mean, I love Tom Cruise. Like this is not good.
Hey,
it's
kids.
not fun. It's not sexy. It's kind of hurtful. It's like, ugh, like everybody's gross in this movie.
What are we watching next week?
I think are we doing Easy Money?
We're doing Easy Money. That's going to be fun.
Now, I haven't seen Easy Money in, I'm going to say like 10 years, but it might be more like 20.
I'm saying it's more than 20 for me.
I think it's over 20.
I can already tell you. I like Easy Money. I already know I like Easy Money.
I can say I think it's been more than 25 years for me.
Damn.
Yeah.
But if you ask,
maybe for me too. I can't
to this
remember
day,
the last time.
To this day, if you ask me if I'm browsing, I'm like I'm half browser on my mother's side. It's got Rodney Dangerfield in it. How could it be terrible?
That's true.
You know what else?
It's awful. But
you know what isn't terrible?
I know it's not terrible.
What's not terrible? Tell me.
Spreaker's not
and
terrible.
That's where you can find our podcast. Download, rate, subscribe, review, do all those fun things. There's the music. I couldn't talk without the music.
I thought you were you teed me up so well.
I double tapped the button.
I do like the fact that you had no
exciting and new on all our podcasts. Download, rate, subscribe, review. I'm the Jazoo on Instagram, Jazoo74 on Twitter. I'm Jason. It's been the exciting new podcast. I said that backwards. Strike that, reverse it.
Instagram and Threads, AE Gonzo 1970, and Twitter, AE Gonzo 1. But I'm getting off Twitter first. It's fast because Threads is exploding. I'm all about Threads. I don't even know what the fuck Threads is.
And I'm Brian. Papa back.
No music.
He'll make the music work. He'll make it work.